What's up? Wretched Wrestling Podcast, man.
WWP is back.
48, yeah, baby.
I'm just using more props to prop up my iPad so that we can keep the laughing going.
Wow, it's so bright.
Isn't it
so
cool?
Bright.
So bright.
You can see my naturally pale, beautiful.
Have you noticed as a white person that when you wear red, you look really red? You know what I mean? Like it brings out the pinkness.
It's like we're chameleons.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till now. And then move this out of the way.
I mean, you were at the beach the last 2 days. What's your excuse?
That. Thanks, Craig.
A little layup for you, and
that.
Wow, it is really bright.
So we're gonna be previewing the upcoming Super Show or pay-per-view, whatever they want to call it nowadays, to justify how shitty the show's going to be. Extreme Rules. And we're going to talk about things that happened this past week on WWE Raw and SmackDown Live.
But you know what? We don't watch 205 Live.
205 Live, baby!
I've watched 5 minutes of the first episode and 0 minutes since. How about you?
And no seconds. I actually never watched 205
Whoa,
Live.
you have me beat. I thought I had a record there.
Nah, I never did. So guys, guess what? We have a great new lighting effect. Lighting effect that is light, basically.
It is light.
Yeah, it's
not
light,
effect.
but it's showing off how beautiful and fantastic we look. And
tonight's show is not presented by Los Generados. It's Fireball.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's our skin complexion.
Exactly. And it was my nickname in high school.
Was it really?
No.
No, okay.
It should have been. I'm getting warming up over here. I feel like the quality looks better too. That's the effect.
That's the effect that
I thought you were like trying to make the show look shittier.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going.
More wretched.
I was looking for more wretchedness. Really, what we should have
got a black light. We would glow in it.
Especially you like all around the stomach area.
Come look like a bunch of fucking aliens.
Come and get it.
So we're starting relatively early for us.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have some people join in with us. If not, we'll just start going and see what's going on.
Yeah, going and flowing. Alright guys, we are ready to go live with the 48th edition of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast.
That's right.
Thanks for tuning in. Let me count. We have 3, so somebody else is watching with us.
Yeah, I don't know how you figure that out. What's up, everybody on Facebook Live?
It usually says somebody's watching.
Give us a shout out.
Say
a comment if you're watching. That way we know we're there. For some reason, it's not telling us.
Yeah, don't be a stalker.
Yeah.
Don't be a lurker.
Don't be a loser, man.
Don't be a loser, man.
Oh, I scared them off just as soon as...
Somehow I was subtracted from the count. We're down to 1 now.
You're not even watching. Us.
Alright, guys. We're going to go live now. We are not doing Periscope tonight just because I don't feel like it. I'm tired of setting it up, and I like having my iPhone next to me. I do have a second iPad for next week. It's not set up, so once I get all the apps downloaded, we'll have Periscope back on. We'll have 2 iPads running. Yeah.
Okay,
So Periscope will be returning next week for our Twitter followers who are not following us right now. Alright, let's just go.
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast!
Yeah! That's right, baby!
We are here, we are there, we are everywhere, and we are here...
WWP, baby.
WWP, baby. And we are here to discuss WWE Extreme Rules.
Word life.
This is basic thugonomics.
Hells yeah.
Alright, I'm sorry.
Can't see me.
That's all we have for this week. Fred, I mean, how what'd you think of this week of wrestling? I thought there was a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. Anything you want to just jump right into before we talk about Extreme Rules? I said Backlash.
Yeah, usually I'm a big fan of SmackDown. Usually SmackDown gets the edge over, not the edge, but, the edge over Raw. And I actually thought that
it really does get the Adam Copeland out of them.
You think you know them.
You do.
But you don't. You really don't.
At last, he's on his own now.
Yeah, like Raw, like on that day they saw it more clearly than SmackDown. and they came to life. So I thought that Raw was better.
You're never going to stop me. Never going to stop me.
You're never going to stop Raw. And I think that this week they didn't stop Raw. I thought Raw was actually the better show. Kevin, K-Dog in the house.
Yo, what's up, Kevin?
Representing Philly, the 673. I don't know what the fucking area code is.
Terrible.
Anyway, so yeah, we're going into Extreme Rules, baby.
Baby
girl.
Okay, so you talked about so you said you.
So I liked Raw this week.
You liked Raw. There was a lot of good things on Raw this week. There was one thing on, however, that was
the show was flawless.
Well,
zero badness. That's not even a word.
Here on the Wretched Wrestling Podcast, we tend to talk about things that are that's Wretched. That's right. So. I want to just.
Do you want to get into it now, or you want to jump into it?
Do you want to wait?
Wait a little bit.
Wait a bit. But there was some.
Let the suspense build.
I mean, all right. So let's start with the good things, because this part doesn't really have anything to do with Extreme Rules.
Okay.
So let's talk about what's been happening with Enzo Amore and Big Cass the last few weeks.
Oh, do tell.
So 2 weeks ago, we already discussed this last week, but what can we do? Got attacked.
We can't go back in time, people.
We can't do it.
Ooh. Getting ahead of myself there.
You always make me lose my train of thought when you start going off like that.
Sorry!
You're a detriment to the podcast.
I know. I suck.
So Big Cass seemed really concerned about the what happened to Enzo last week.
He was a little worried.
I mentioned that they had briefly shown the Revival walking backstage. So this week they reviewed that again, and basically they brought it out into light because it was kind of like a subtle thing last week.
Yeah.
And now this week they have Big Cass is kind of like saying like, hey, the Revival was here last week. They got interviewed this week. They're here. It was obviously them. Okay. They of course deny. They deny it, of course. Why? Even if they did do it, why would they reveal that they did it? Now, the part that I wanted to talk about was the part where Corey Graves said something along the lines of, I wouldn't be surprised if Big Cass did it himself.
Oh, yeah. He made a little comment, and then
right.
Which led Big Cass to come out and confront him. Correct?
Right, which is what I wanted to really talk about, because it seemed like Big Cass was kind of doing a little heel thing right now.
Go on your thought. Kevin brought up a good point.
So basically what I wanted to get to is that he kind of came off as a little bit of a heel trying to attack an announcer, a retired wrestler in Corey Graves.
It was a little bit of a different, it was an interesting segment.
Right. He hasn't shown that kind of intensity, at least in like a monster type of feel that he did on Raw.
Yeah.
Ever since he's been in WWE. So this was just kind of like a new look for him. So I'm wondering now if he was the guy who actually attacked him, because the fact that they would tease that so heavily, it leads me to be like, why would they tease like such like an angry side of him?
Yeah.
On Corey Graves, who's like basically an innocent bystander just talking, that has me wondering like where this is going now. Last week I said it's probably the Revival, but now that they've pretty much thrown them out there, they've kind of interviewed them and they've kind of denied it, and Big Cass is insisting that it's them. I'm kind of leaning towards it's probably not now. What do you think?
Well, it's actually interesting because just as you were saying that, Kevin brought a good point on Facebook Live that Corey Graves said that he wanted to shake the hand of whoever turned on Enzo, and Big Cass shook his hand.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that was like a big coincidence. That's a good catch there.
A big coincidence for Big Cass?
Wow. What a coincidence.
Is Big Show there too? And Big Khali? Oh, no, wait, that's not it.
Huh? That's an interesting turn. I didn't even really think of that at all.
I read about that later. I was like, oh, yeah.
If they're going to start pushing Big Cass as a star, I think the best thing for him to do is, if they want to get really good heel heat on him, is to turn on his partner. I mean,
of course.
Everybody loves Enzo. The only thing is, where's Enzo going to go at that point? But whatever, we're not talking about that at that point.
I'm just surprised.
He is so big, Kevin. He's gigantic.
So big!
He's a huge clue.
I'm such a raging clue right now.
It's so good.
Now, I'm just wondering if they're jumping the gun a little bit here, because, I mean, you and me have been talking about Enzo and Cass since the podcast started, because they got called up after the podcast started,
correct,
right?
Yeah.
And we've been talking about them for years. Like they're the next big thing. They're the next New Age Outlaws. They're like the next big money maker. Yeah. They have been a big money maker. They sell a lot of merchandise. People love them. People love doing the catchphrase, but they've never really given them their time in the limelight. I'm kind of
never gave them a title.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if this is the right time to pull this big Cass heel turn on Enzo, because I feel like there's money to be made in an Enzo and Cass title reign. But
wouldn't that almost be a good reason to have Cass turn on Enzo?
Yeah,
because they never did win a title. You can almost say like, you always held me back, right. As that type of position. I mean,
but they could do both though. They could do both. Like they could get that. They could get all the money with them being a tag team champions. Running the Raw division, tag division, and then turning on him, and then losing the titles in a heel turn. Like
I'd be surprised.
It just seems like so strange that they're not going to do it at this point. At least to me,
I feel like it's such a weird thing for them to do because like WWE is very protective of their merch guys. You have Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
He should clearly definitely be a heel.
John Cena.
As we'll talk about more on the main event from Raw. He should be a heel, but they're not going to make him a heel because that means they're going to lose merchandise money.
Absolutely,
they're going to lose the monies. God forbid. Like they don't have a million other fucking people on their roster.
Right.
So this is another merch. This is a merch tag team,
right?
So where does that leave them?
They've got to be one of the biggest merchandise sellers in the company.
Definitely
I can't tell you how many.
Definitely
can't tell you how many times I've seen a certified G T-shirt in the front row.
Even I have a big Enzo Cass shirt.
You have the blue one, right?
Yeah, the How You Doing.
That one's cool, but I'm sorry, the certified G shirts, they're terrible. Why do people buy that shit? They're terrible. The
certifiedly gay.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's weird about it is that, the Revival has one member injured. Enzo and Cass are healthy. And, I get that they want to, drag this out over the next couple of weeks and you see where this goes. But at the same time, we have a Raw pay-per-view now, and then, we have nothing to go on with this for Extreme Rules, which is kind of strange to me. Maybe what they should have done is had, maybe not the Revival, but some other tag team. Let's say, I don't even know who's on Raw. Who's a low-tier Raw tag team?
I know, I can't even say Golden Truth anymore.
They broke up.
I don't know, maybe...
I can't think of a team right now.
Gallows and Anderson?
Yeah, maybe for 2 weeks have them think it's Gallows and Anderson. Let them fight at the pay-per-view.
They're nowhere in sight at this point.
Right. Let them fight at the pay-per-view, and then they find, through some kind of investigation, they find out it wasn't them, and then they move on to still trying to figure out who it is. That's usually how these things go. It's just weird that, we have 2 weeks of, and I always say, mystery storylines are always really good in wrestling. They tend to be.
Yeah, they tend to be.
They tend to be good. So, I'm kind of I'm intrigued by this storyline, but now we have a pay-per-view and there's nothing else to go on. Maybe something will happen unannounced at the show, but I kind of want more. I want to know more.
Yeah, I was kind of actually upset that the Revival was interviewed backstage because I almost thought that would have been really cool to keep them off the TV for a while so that they, that could reveal that they were Enzo.
Do you think it's going to be them at this point? No,
I don't think so.
Now that they got interviewed, it seems
the surprise is gone. Last week we talked about how they were in the background and I didn't even realize that. I thought that was really cool, a nice little touch. But now that they're already on television, it's it doesn't even matter anymore at this point. I was surprised that Big Cass did confront Corey Graves, and for a split second I thought, that'd be cool if Corey Graves was a heel manager. Yeah. Almost like a Bobby the Brain Heenan type, right. He's very good in that respect.
Well, that's kind of what my next topic that I wanted to talk about with Raw was this other segment that happened during the show with Corey Graves. Two segments involving Corey Graves that were just very interesting. And the second one was this moment when they're, Michael Cole and who's the other? Booker T and Corey are sitting at the announce table. They always cut back to the Raw announce team every once in a while. Yeah. And when they were talking, you could kind of tell that Corey Graves was disengaged and he was looking down at his phone. At first I didn't even think. I thought maybe he was just checking his mentions on Twitter and be like, oh, yeah, that girl wants to bang me. That girl. But, no, and then he just, he got up, walked away, and, the announcers played it off so, coy, too. They didn't go, where is he going? What is he doing? They didn't overdo it at all.
No,
oh, where's he going?
Did it all right.
And then Michael was all right, well, Raw is going to be going, and he, continued.
I thought maybe he had a family emergency phone call. I'm oh, maybe it's a shoot.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen. I had no idea what was going to happen.
They played so subtly.
they come back from commercial, and Corey Graves is talking to Kurt Angle now, and he's showing him whatever's on his phone, and Kurt Angle looks like he's in disbelief. He can't believe it. He says like, this could ruin me. It says something, I forget what their exact wording was, but it's something along the lines of like,
it's like, this is bad for me or something, like, this could really put me in a bad spot.
Right, this could put me in jeopardy.
This could put my job in jeopardy, like, this, you can't say anything.
Right, he asked Corey Graves how he got this information. Corey Graves said, like, people just tell me things, like, I don't know, that's my effect on people. So, I mean, what could this be? I mean, it's like a second mystery type of storyline. Like, I kind of like the intrigue of these two segments, but, like, what could this be? Online, some of the dirt sheets are reporting it could be the return of Stephanie McMahon, but I don't see how that would
be such a big deal to Kurt.
Right, she's still the general.
They were the one that hired him.
Yeah, she's still the commissioner of Raw. She was never relieved of her duty. Like Foley was fired.
Yeah,
but, like, nothing happened with Stephanie. Stephanie was selling the injury at WrestleMania.
I don't know if
that wouldn't be
if he has any.
Maybe
if they have any plans for him. Well, I don't know if they have any plans for him to wrestle at any point, like a one shot or anything. Maybe people are saying he's training to wrestle or something like that. I don't know. I'm taking a shot because like I really have no clue what it could possibly be.
I don't either. But
usually you kind of know, but or can guess. But
there was something that was like really like fun about this moment. It was like trying to figure out what exactly it was, and like I'm almost like I'm like almost taken aback. I'm like, oh, 2 segments of Raw. Whoo, whoo, whoo. I'm a little flustered here.
Things aren't super predictable like they usually are. Holy shit!
Doing 2 things that I have no idea what's going on, like that's fucking great.
Yeah, really.
Remember when Jericho came back in 2007 and they did those cryptic videos? And
like the Save 22, whatever that was.
Yeah, the Save Us 222 thing, and like nobody knew what it was. Some people thought it was like the New Heart Foundation. Some people thought it was Jericho. Some people thought it was
Sting or something.
Sting, like there was just like all these other possibilities.
Yeah,
and like people were like, look at the videos online and like try to break it down.
Yeah, they try to like do these little things, like you freeze frame it. You can see like
it looks like Jericho's. And look, the middle numbers.
Look, it says Taker 6969. It has to be him.
No, that's just my screen name.
Deadman 69. You've got mail.
But yeah, this is what that feels like to me. It's like it's very exciting right now. Yeah. Where'd my glass go?
Today's podcast is sponsored by Fireball. One shot and your balls be standing up. Like something.
I was gonna say, is there any more to that?
No.
They just be.
I'm a little off track today this week.
Fred just woke up.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Figured need a little change from the tequila. We needed to switch things up a little bit.
I like the good old Fireball.
Yeah. Like it reminds me of like putting like the candy fireballs. Like throw a couple balls in your mouth. Good. Just gurgle them around. Really good. I love that, man.
Yeah, that's everybody loves that.
It's like Chinese ball, like Dragon Balls in your mouth.
So yeah, I'm just trying to
switching around.
I'm just trying to figure out
Sweaty.
what this Kurt Angle thing could possibly be, because the return of Stephanie isn't really. That shouldn't be news to him. I mean, it should be news to him, but he shouldn't be like, this could ruin me. Like,
nah.
I wonder if it's
involving them.
I wonder if it's like something like involving like his contract that says like he might have like maybe he didn't read the fine print of his contract and it says like you must be like contractually obligated to wrestle a match against somebody like Brock Lesnar or something.
I think it has something to do with wrestling. Like I mean not you know what I mean, like him wrestling.
Him participating in the match. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like I don't know if it's that. I mean maybe it's something like along the lines of.
I don't think of.
Yeah, what else could it be? Because Stephanie McMahon coming back shouldn't be new. She never got fired. She was just out from showing an injury.
She just got hurt. Yeah, so they're on vacation. I mean
that wouldn't ruin him.
They wouldn't be that upset about it. I mean it could be, but like not to that extent. So I don't know. Anyway, it'll be a good speculation over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I like this. This is what I liked about Raw.
Yeah, throw a couple of mysteries out there.
Throw a couple of mysteries.
Even if they're not even that big of a surprise, like just throw something out there that will keep me engaged.
Right now, I'm actually looking forward to Raw next week. I'll probably watch it live now. Like I only watch Raw live when I think something big is going to happen. Like, and I don't want to fucking see it on the WWE Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
So now I'll probably watch Raw live next week if I remember.
If I remember.
So I mean, all right. So Fred, I think it's time we should jump into let's talk about Extreme Rules now.
Yeah,
we should jump into Extreme Rules. So I mean,
hopefully it'll extremely rule, but we don't know yet.
It could extremely drool though. We can't be certain.
Stick
Now
a D in there.
Now this, God damn it.
Wait, what? Why? I mean, like drools, like stick a D in there.
Yeah, no, I got.
Squeeze it in.
No, I totally understood the reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Cool.
It was really funny too.
I could tell because you didn't really laugh, so I knew that it was really funny. You're like,
trying
to
contain
your laughter.
You know me, like the things that I find the most funny, I just keep it inside and I just shut down.
I don't, apparently.
Yeah,
I let everything out. Apparently.
Yeah.
As you know from previous podcasts, I can't seem to control myself.
No, you cannot. So, I mean, first let's jump into this pre-show match. I don't even know.
Is it going to be a pre-show?
It's not.
A mixed tag team match?
It's a mixed tag team match. I guess it's not a pre-show match. I guess it's a...
They only have 6 matches announced, so I can't imagine. I think maybe...
Goldust R-Truth on the pre-show, probably?
They said that they were going to be there at Extreme Rules, so they kind of mentioned...
They kind of have to. Like, they just did a heel turn for Goldust, and... By the way, the second segment, again, good from Goldust, but then R-Truth did a segment. It was fucking terrible. But let's just say theoretically they do that match on the pre-show. We'll throw it out there in case they announce it. Let's see, the podcast will be released at 12 noon tomorrow, so they'll announce the match at 12:01.
Yeah.
So,
you always get the...
Who do you got? I got Goldust. Definitely Goldust.
Yeah, I got to go with Goldust.
R-Truth is not doing anything significant. He didn't make a heel turn. He got attacked.
I agree.
R-Truth sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, we're going to have a mixed tag team match going into Extreme Rules. So Rich Swann and Sasha Banks are taking on Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. And, oh man, I'll be honest with you, Craig, I haven't been following this program at all.
Well,
it's very odd for Sasha to be teaming with Rich Swann. I'm not digging it at all. I feel like this is very forced.
Me neither.
Goes against her character.
Very against her character.
And really, she's going, as I've explained or said, in my opinion, she's going to obscurity at this point. Like everyone, you mentioned like her and Bayley and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't want to see this match at this point.
No.
Maybe before WrestleMania, but definitely not now.
Now I don't care.
Now I really don't care.
Well, now that they also stopped like hyping up that Bayley and Sasha tension. Like they were kind of like
it's completely gone.
She was buddying up with her every week, and then like everybody would be like, "Oh, she's just going to turn on you," and then she just stopped defending her at all times. So I guess
they were wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they were wrong, but they didn't. I mean, they were kind of right in that she would abandon her.
Yeah, she's got bigger fish to fry now, like Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox. This whole feud has been terrible. It's basically Alicia Fox and Sasha Banks have traded victories for the last couple weeks.
Ugh.
And, Noam Dar is Sasha's girlfriend. And then Rich Swann has suddenly appeared this last week on Raw to fight Noam Dar, and I guess Alicia Fox and Noam Dar are going to take on Rich Swann and Sasha Banks now. Apparently they had some kind of appearance on 205 Live. But guys, I can't stress this enough. We don't watch 205 Live.
205 Live, baby!
205 people watch.
Dive.
Whoa, Randy Orton, chill. Dive, get it?
See, I've beaten the likes of... No, we'll get into that tonight.
Oh my god. Well, we should, because he did it again.
Yeah, maybe towards the end. Dude, I can't... I don't know. I'm going to go with Noam Dar and Alicia Fox.
Okay.
I think maybe they'll keep this going for... It looks like they're going to keep this going for a little while, and I don't know. I really could care less. I think they're just going to... I'm going to go with the heel tag team just because. I have no rationale.
Yeah. I have no rationale either. I guess Sasha Banks is the biggest star in the match, so I guess I'll go with the face team, just to go against you.
Alright,
cool. So Swann and Sasha for me.
Nice.
Schwancha.
Alright, so the next match we have is going to...
Such bad predictions. Already we're like, nah, I don't care.
Well, now we'll start caring a little bit more.
Yeah, the rest of the card is pretty... There's a lot of build.
Yeah, Neville's going to defend his Cruiserweight Championship against Austin Aries. Now, this is the third match. In a submission match.
Third
match,
this
is the third match. The rubber match, as they like to call it.
Right.
Which is true, but they like to... Yeah.
Neville cleanly beat him at WrestleMania. Then cheaply retained at the last
he got disqualified.
Got disqualified, and now we've gotten this one. I'm at the point where I'm saying Austin Aries has to win this one now because you bury him 3 times, then he never recovers. As great as Neville is, as great as his Cruiserweight title reign has been, I think it's, it also is kind of plateaued a little bit. He's kind of just relied on the same couple things. He just grunts a lot and just looks angry all the time. I think he's kind of plateaued right now. So I think Austin Aries, it's his time to shine. Give him the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, at this point you need to put him on. If you're gonna have
3 matches,
if you're gonna have him in the spotlight of the Cruiserweight division, at this point you have to have him win. It has to be. Like we said in the beginning, with the WrestleMania match that Neville had to win because he was just dubbed himself the king of the Cruiserweights.
Right.
So he had to still be the king of the Cruiserweights and stuff. And then the next match, okay, I can understand the DQ finish, whatever. That's the only time in a pay-per-view in a DQ finish I was kind of okay with it.
Right.
Maybe because it wasn't such a big match. This one has to go to Austin Aries. It has to.
It has to. It absolutely
There's no doubt about it. So, he'll lead the Cruiserweight Revolution. Austin Aries. What is Neville has the ankle lock? Not the ankle lock. The
Rings of Saturn.
The Rings of Saturn. That's right. And Austin Aries has the Chancery. They call it
Last Chancery.
The Last Chancery. So there's not really much more. Where does Austin Aries go from here if he wins the championship? Does Neville get a rematch?
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would. T.J. Perkins has been doing that. He's been kind of aligning with Neville lately.
True, yeah.
But, his whole heel turn was also fueled by he was going to get an opportunity from Neville. Right. So I don't know what happens there. Does he lose the title and then T.J. Perkins gets pissed at him? Or I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think we were both pretty confident that Austin Aries is going to win this one.
Agreed.
All right, let's save that one for later because that one's a little more interesting.
Okay. You want to get into this now?
It's time to get into this, guys. And this is what the title of our episode has been dubbed.
Don't have a bliss fit.
This, we have a kendo stick on a pole match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss defending against Bayley. I've been okay with the build until this past week on Raw.
Douche chills.
Okay, let's start off. They do another This Is Your Life segment. They've done this a million times since The Rock and Mankind did it.
They did one one time with John Cena many years ago.
Yeah.
Who else have they done it for? I know they've done it a couple times.
They've done it a couple times. Vince McMahon, I feel like they've done it once.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm trying. One of the time my tongue. I can't.
The Festival of Friendship was kind of like this as well.
Yeah.
You bring out all these people. You bring out these people from your past that you don't like.
Yeah.
But this one, holy moly! First of all,
so forced.
It was this long ass table with a bunch of toys. It was like teddy bears. Man. And pictures and just things we've seen a million times, like a picture of Bayley, as a 15-year-old going like this with the Hardy Boys, okay, fine.
Like a Barbie doll or whatever they call it, a doll with purple hair or something like that.
Now, I don't know who to blame, dude. Is this Alexa Bliss's fault? How bad the segment was? Because I don't think I can blame her. I think this is a Vince McMahon product because it's been done a million times, right?
Yeah.
This is a Vince McMahon thing here. So Vince,
I know
this number 3 spot. It's in jeopardy, baby.
Yeah, you're definitely climbing up the ladder this week.
But so are the writers, so maybe they're 1 and 2.
Yeah, they might be. I know that we're big fans of Alexa Bliss. I think that she did a good job for what she had. She actually, I think she had a pretty good line against, she was getting a lot of what chants. She kind of, played off them a little bit, too.
Yeah.
I know, what? That's what I said, too, I thought that was kind of funny, and she was being her usual bitch character. She did it. She did what
she
was not the worst part of this segment.
She was not the worst part of the segment.
She may have been the best.
The worst part of the segment was there was a couple, but first they had one of her teachers,
Miss Flipper, Mrs. Flapper,
or something like. First of all, that's not a name. That's not a name.
No,
stop it. It
wasn't even funny. Not even a funny name.
Yeah, like Mr. Chair,
Mr. Black. Well, at least that was a funny name. You should have called her Mrs. Black.
Yeah. What the fuck?
And she looked like Donald Trump, by the way. Did you notice her makeup was the bronzer they put on her face, extremely orange, and the rest of her body was regular colored, so you could clearly see the bronzer.
As soon as this segment started, I was already raging, right from the get go. Once I saw all the props. Yes, I was angry, Fred. Once I saw all the props on the table, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. And then what was her line? Like, oh, Bailey was such a great student. She always sat in the front row next to her father. I'm like, what?
Yeah, what?
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. That doesn't make
sense. They're trying to make fun of her because, like, you know, like she gets along with her dad so well. Dad's always there for her and supporting her. But it was so, like, it was such a stretch to get, like, that joke.
It
was
not funny.
Not funny.
It was not funny.
Not funny.
It's almost insultingly so unfunny that it's funny that they thought it would be funny.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I'm laughing at the premise that they thought it was funny, but it wasn't. It wasn't funny.
Yeah,
that's confusing.
The wrong type of funny.
Yeah, right.
Alright, yeah, and then they had her childhood best friend, or ex-best friend.
Her best, like, girlfriend from her thing.
She was too nice. She always did everyone's homework.
She always wanted to go home and watch wrestling instead of hanging out with her friends.
Sounds like me. When
right, but, again, now you're kind of alienating your crowd, because that's what most of your crowd does. But anyway, continue.
And then...
oh, my God.
You had her first boyfriend. Phil Johnson. You might as well have called him John Doe, because it was
might as well call him John Johnson or Tim Timson or Crapson
or Joey Jabadoo Shabady.
That's the worst name I've ever heard.
Joey Jojo.
There's always a Simpsons reference.
Yeah, always. We got that. Oh my God! Not only was his name just pathetically generic and made up, but he was the worst actor ever. He was like, yeah, so I picked her up, and her dad came with us, and then I leaned in for a kiss, and then I didn't get when her dad was right next to me. I'm like, holy shit!
Actually, the only reason I wanted to be with her was to get closer to you, and he pointed to the
Wendy or whatever her name was.
Wendy or whatever her fucking name was. And then she was like, oh my God, really?
And then
they start fucking making out. And I'm just like, no. I'm out. Fuck this podcast.
No.
Fuck that shit.
Bad writers.
Bad. You did bad.
Yeah, oh my God. So, like, that was cringeworthy. Even Alexa Bliss was like, okay, that's kind of creepy. And she, like, walked off, like, yeah, at least she acknowledges how bad her segment is. Just like, she's so self-aware of how shitty this is.
Who wrote this shit? Who thought this was funny? This is Vince McMahon. This is Vince
so bad.
Kennedy McMahon, right to a T. He always resorts to these same, like, kooky fucking things. Remember when, like, they did Barack Obama versus, John McCain, like, match?
Oh, yeah. Maybe they also did that Rosie O'Donnell versus Trump.
Donald Trump match, like... wrestling fans hate this. I don't understand who they are trying to appease with these segments, but that's what I thought of. I'm like, these are like those things that I like look back on 10 years from now and be like, this is why I don't watch wrestling. And this is on the same show, those two other cool things that we were talking about, the two mysteries that we don't know.
It's not even there were other cool things too, you know, but
main events were good, like.
This is how I would have done it, right? Easy solution. I'm just coming off the top.
Wait, let me cut you off really quick. This is how I would have done it. I wouldn't have done it. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, right. That would be my first step. It'd be like, okay, get off the drugs. And the second step I would have done is, okay, this takes me 2 seconds to figure this out. Alexa Bliss could have had a woman jobber wrestler dressed up as Bailey.
Right.
And just beat the shit out of her, and just beat the shit out of her with the kendo stick, gets disqualified or whatever.
Sure.
And that's it. You know, that Bailey comes out to the rescue or something like that. That's how I could have done it. I just figured that out. I mean, that's not even the best idea, and I came up with that in 2 seconds.
Infinitely better than whatever the fuck that thing was. That was one of the... And it wasn't long, too. Like, usually I complain...
It felt long.
But think about it. It really wasn't too long.
No.
It was like 5 minutes. That's not long on a 3-hour wrestling show.
I know.
And I've seen much longer segments that were very bad that I've hated. But, I mean... This was one of the worst segments of all time. This is like Shockmaster level, right?
So let me ask you this then. What was worse, this or the House of Horrors match? Because you had said that was the worst thing worst angle ever to hit WWE.
But that was a match at least. Like this was just...
I know, I guess it's hard to compare the
filler,
two.
You know what I mean? Like...
I'm going to go with saying that
this
was the worst.
This was worse.
This was worse.
Definitely worse.
Because there was no creative... At least with the House of Horrors, like, they tried to be creative. Like, they were glaring, flaws in it. But at least like
so many flaws.
So many raging flaws. Raging. But at least like there was some kind of creativity, I guess. This was just like
it was a match.
Shit.
This was terrible.
Ugh.
And all they ended up doing at the end was Bayley came out, they started fighting, and then they tried to get the kendo stick, and Alexa Bliss hit her with it some more. Like, all they had to even do to get to that point was have, Alexa come out, make fun of the fact that Bayley is a stupid wrestling fan again.
Yeah.
And then Bayley comes out with a kendo stick, she misses her opportunity to hit her, and she drops it, and Alexa hits it. Like, they could have done it.
How many times do you have to fucking hone down these fucking things about her?
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Like, come on. Like, you could have, like, you said it for the last couple of weeks, and we know Bayley. We know her character.
It's been beaten to death.
It's been beaten to death. And now you have to have a whole segment with props involved, and it's just so fucking pathetic. It was just... I felt embarrassed after watching that. I'm like, oh my god.
It was really
they
bad.
completely don't give a shit anymore.
That was really bad.
They completely I guess we could do this thing from like 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. We haven't done that already a couple times. But no, let's just do it anyway because we have nothing else better to do.
So bad.
Did you think you were going to get the monster ratings that you did last time with Mankind and The Rock? Do you think that you were going to fucking light up fucking fire under everyone's ass again like you did that time? It worked 20 years ago. Why wouldn't it work now?
Because you're fucking 20 years...
Fucking idiots.
20 years you have been completely missing everything, Vince. You have lost it. Once
You're stuck in 99.
Once the Attitude Era ended, you should have fucking disappeared. You should have disappeared because your views and your opinions are all outdated and not good anymore. Sorry, Vince.
Yeah, it's like Vince takes all the...
You know what? Fuck it.
Instead of all the...
We're doing number 1 on the Wretched 5.
Let's just do it now.
Last week, Vince was number 3. Vince McMahon, you just made the list at number 1.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Vince. He takes, like, all the shitty things that happened 20 years... Like, let's do these cool ideas. No, he just takes all the shitty things from 20 years ago and doesn't do the cool things
How many
from 20
fucking
years
times
ago,
have they done a screw job from the Montreal screw job?
Montreal screw job. Bringing back old WCW wrestlers like Goldberg to be your world champion.
Right.
This
bring
is
back
your
anybody
life,
from the early 2000s. Bring them back and be your champion.
Right. But you won't take, like, one of your biggest superstars and turn them heel.
Right.
Like you did with The Rock, though. That was a good idea, but... Okay, anyway.
Right.
Okay, anyway.
Right, good point. Stone Cold did it, too. The height of his popularity.
Right, but, alright.
But, whatever, fine.
That's a good idea, so
merch
of course,
is more important. Merch is more important than everything.
Merch.
Alright, now, I guess we should actually talk about the match that they're having.
Oh, yeah, right, there's a match.
I don't even know. I think Alexa retains here. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I'm actually gonna go with Bayley winning the championship.
Okay.
She's gotten beat. How did she do this? She got beat last time. No, she lost the championship at the last pay-per-view.
I don't remember.
Oh, so maybe that's true. Maybe it's gonna be tough. She's definitely gonna use the kendo stick, Bayley. She definitely will. Because they've been hinting at, that she can't use it and stuff like that. She doesn't want to. That's a tough one now, actually. I'm trying to think. Where would they go from this if Alexa Bliss retains? Do they have another Bayley match? Or... I almost see, like, them having a rematch and Bayley retaining on, like, a Raw. Almost type of thing,
Maybe that's what...
Nia Jax is still in the background, they've been kind of teasing that a little bit.
She wasn't on Raw at all this week, which is fine with me.
You know what? I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go with Alexa Bliss.
Okay. All right. I think we talked about that whole segment a long time, so we should probably just move on at this point.
Yeah. So you want to go to the tag team match?
Yeah. Let's go to the tag team championship. So in a steel cage tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Championships, the Hardy Boys are defending against Cesaro and Sheamus. This one's hard to call for me because
it is a hard one.
The Hardys have had their couple of defenses after winning the title at WrestleMania. Cesaro and Sheamus, I've really been digging their fucking heel turn right now.
Yeah, me too.
They had a really good interview on Raw this past week. I'm really for me most of it's about Cesaro. Cesaro has been a face for a number of years, and just seeing him as a heel, I'm like kind of like rejuvenated, and like I'm kind of like right, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
like, it's just like a new, you look at them in a new light when they change alliances. Same thing happened with the Usos. We talk about the Usos a lot. But at the same time, the Hardy Boys are like one of the hottest fucking things going right now.
Yeah, I don't think
they're getting
they should
massive pops right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's time for them to lose the titles.
Yeah,
Something just tells me. But I also feel like Cesaro and Sheamus kind of need the win a little bit,
Yeah,
or,
it's tough.
I mean, do they get another rematch if they lose? It's tough to call, And
you got the Golden Truth are gone. The Revival are due to come back from injury. Who else do we have after that?
We have maybe
Enzo and Cass, but they seem like they could be on the split soon. They're involved in this storyline already.
Right. Gallus and Anderson, which maybe
they've kind of fallen off the face of the earth. They haven't even been on Raw last week.
Man, that's a tough one.
It almost seems like the Hardys have to retain here because the tag team division has taken a couple of blows with the injury to Revival. Golden Truth broke up. There's not even a lot of lower tier tag teams right now. Golden Truth was the one lower tier tag team they had. Yeah. And they're gone now. So I think I'm going with the Hardys to retain here. It's a tough one to call though.
It is a very tough one to call.
We've been talking about...
I feel like it would be nice to have Cesaro and Sheamus win. I feel like it would really help them.
Definitely.
But then, what do you...
I'm like 50-50 on this one. I'm very 50-50 on this one. This might be the hardest one to call for me. And
they're not in that weird situation anymore. Like, they're definitely united front. They're not
they're not
against each other. So it's not like they can cost each other the match.
Right.
Let's see. I mean, anything happen with them? Dean Ambrose and the Hardy Boys fought Cesaro, Sheamus, and The Miz in a 6-man tag this week. Yeah. And I believe... Who won that now? I'm trying to think. That's good. I really don't remember who won the match.
Oh, I didn't know.
The 6-man match.
I might have been looking that up. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
I'm looking up the Raw roster to see who else is on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Slater and Rhino. That's right. I forgot about them.
But even them, too.
They haven't done anything since they moved over there. I mean, technically, it looks like Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil might be having but they have one of those I don't trust each other tag teams right now.
I don't know. It's a possibility.
But that's it. There's nothing else on Raw in the tag team division. So it almost
seems the safe route. I'm going to go with the Hardys.
Yeah, Hardys seem like the safe call here. I could totally see Cesaro and Sheamus winning it here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, but with the direction that they're going with Enzo and Cass right now, it doesn't seem like they're going to get into the picture anytime soon. Yeah. And if I thought they were going to get in the picture soon, I would probably say Cesaro and Sheamus would take it here, but it just seems like they're going in a different direction with this mystery attacker storyline. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Hardys. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the Broken gimmick. I heard that they might not even be pursuing it anymore because TNA is
they're pretty adamant on not letting it go, and I think it's going to be a big problem for them to get it back. Right. If they can even get it back.
I heard something like WWE doesn't want to get involved in the court battle for it because if they go to sue TNA or if they go to try to make an agreement with TNA, then they'd be basically agreeing that TNA has the rights to it. So they're letting the Hardys themselves battle out. I think Matt is the one doing all the legal battles with his wife. What's her name?
Veronica Sky or something?
Rebel
Sky or something?
Yeah, something like that. So I think they're going to battle with it to see where it goes. But
they really need it right now?
Right now they definitely don't need it because the Hardys are over as fuck right now. Yeah. They don't need to do anything wrong, but it's going to get stale eventually. We know. Eventually, It's happened a million times.
Yeah, no, I agree. But, I mean, at this point, they need to continue this nostalgia wave. I mean, there's, like I said, they're getting a huge pop still. I'm sure the merch is selling really well and stuff. I just don't think it's really time to do that yet. So I think, it's really their best bet is to keep the championship on there. So.
No, I agree. All right, so let's move along. We only have 2 matches to go.
Yeah, really.
We're flying through this. But Dean Ambrose is defending the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz, and if Ambrose gets disqualified, the title will change hands. So, This is not even really like a stipulation match. This is like literally the only match on the show besides the mixed tag match that's like...
It'll be a regular match.
It's just a regular match. All the other ones are Extreme Rules. You know, we have the cage match, submission match, kendo stick on a pole, even though that's pointless too.
I guess The Miz could use weapons. If he wants to. It's just that Dean can't, technically. Or maybe he can.
No, if Ambrose gets disqualified. It doesn't say if Miz gets disqualified.
Oh, okay, so there's a regular match.
Yeah, so...
This one's also a tough one in my eyes. I mean, I think that The Miz has a good chance at becoming IC champion.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with, too.
I think he does really need the title at this point. You know how, like, we were saying, like, with the U.S. championship, that he nearly needed the championship for a while in SmackDown. And then he came to a point where he was getting all for the title. Like, he didn't need it anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I think... Right now, he kind of needs the IC championship.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
He's back on that
I think you said U.S. Championship. But
didn't he have the U.S. championship?
On SmackDown? No, that was the Intercontinental.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember Dean Ambrose.
Oh, right, yeah.
But, yeah, no, I totally agree. I think Miz is the bigger draw right now. You know, I know he's not a very popular person amongst the WWE fans, but... He is a very polarizing figure. People don't like him. Mm-hmm. He's been on fire since the original brand split. Dean Ambrose, I'm sorry, he's just been treading water for the last year. He really hasn't done anything since about a year ago when he won Money in the Bank and cashed it in the same night. Yeah. That was like the last exciting Dean Ambrose moment. And even him winning the Intercontinental title... Which I don't even...
Kind of lackluster.
It's just very lackluster. He just doesn't belong... to me, Dean Ambrose should be a guy who's either fighting for the world title or not anything else. You know, he's kind of in that Chris Jericho territory. He's always going to be... He's never... Like, you could put him in a main event and he'll look like he'll belong there. But if you put him in, like, you know, a U.S. title or an Intercontinental title, it kind of seems out of place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he's too above that. I think it's time for Dean Ambrose to lose the title, and I think he needs to move on to other things, because I feel like he's been feuding with The Miz forever.
Yeah, and there's other guys up top that he could feud with. He can start a feud with Samoa Joe.
Right.
Or
get back in the main event picture.
I wouldn't go Bray Wyatt, because I think didn't they do that program on SmackDown? Or maybe they didn't.
Probably.
You know, there's so many guys up there that he can...
Repressed memories I have.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many other guys that he could feud with. I think, well, first of all, this has been beaten to death. They feuded for a while on SmackDown. Do we really need this feud again? No, we didn't. No.
They had this exact feud. This is the exact feud they had on SmackDown. It just feels like they're like, oh, we're gonna try it on a different show now. So
I just feel like once their feud's over, like another thing, like where does the Miz go from there? Like who does he feud with? I mean, like a lot of the guys.
If he has the title, then he can go feud with anybody.
No, I know that. Like theoretically, he could feud with anybody. I'm saying like, what's like a good fit for him? Like, what would be a good fit program? Because any of the guys in the fatal 5-way match, I feel like them going down to IC championship level is almost like a step down for them.
Definitely.
I don't know. Maybe I could see a Samoa Joe Dean Ambrose feud, you know, for the IC championship.
That's a good point.
I mean, I don't know, because then I feel like even for the Miz, I just don't know where he's going to go in general after this, whether he wins the title or not. I don't know even what's a good feud for him at this point.
Right.
You know.
Right. It's a tough call, but at the same time,
I think I
feel like he's going to get a rematch even if he loses the title, so they could drag it out another month and see where the rest of the card goes.
True. I'm going to go with Dean. I was going to say Miz originally. I think I'm going to go with Dean Ambrose.
All right.
But I almost feel like the stipulation is like almost, it's like too predictable.
Right.
Like you almost think that like Maurice could interfere and cause him to DQ or something else, so that
maybe Maurice attacks the Miz to give Ambrose the
maybe they
DQ.
try that. Maybe the ref doesn't allow him to.
Right.
Because he's always trying to find the easy way out, as he had in SmackDown. He's always trying to do something.
Yeah, the stipulation does throw a little bit of a wrench into the predictions, because it's like, if Ambrose gets disqualified, he loses the title. But if Miz gets disqualified, does he lose the title?
No.
I guess he would win anyway, right? It's a tough call. It's a tough call.
I'm gonna go with Dean. I feel like the stipulations.
Me and Fred have a lot of contradictory.
It's too predictable.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going with the idea that Dean Ambrose is just so stale right now. I just feel like the Intercontinental title is just holding him back now. You go like, people hear his music, they get excited, and then they see him wearing the Intercontinental title, and they go like, all right, he's not doing anything fun right now. I feel like the Miz just like, if he has the title, he's gonna make the title seem more important than anyone else will at this point. So I'm gonna go, hey, your mom's watching.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Donna.
Hey, Mommy.
So yeah, I'm going with the Miz. I'm thinking maybe the Maurice like attacks Miz maybe and like gets Dean Ambrose DQ'd and Miz wins the title. Kind of like when Jericho did that one time.
Yeah.
You remember that he did that for Kevin Owens at one point?
Yes. Yeah.
Something like that. But all right, let's go to the main event because this is the whole show right here. This is the reason the card is very weak. Otherwise, you got a fatal 5-way match.
Yes.
An Extreme Rules match.
Wow.
To determine the number one contender for the WWE Universal Championship: Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe. This one...
Samosa's Joe.
This one I feel like... Let's go through the 5 guys, because... Burgers and fries. And try to figure out which one is the most likely one here. We're approaching 47 minutes here, so this should probably be the last thing we talk about this week.
Yeah.
Let's go through the guys. Like, who do you want to eliminate immediately? I want to throw Joe out there. Like, I don't think Joe's winning this one.
No.
We talked about that last week. Yeah, Joe and Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is coming off of his WWE title reign, like a couple months ago.
I forgot that almost happened. Like, that happened.
Yeah, and it was very lackluster to begin with. It was very brief, and he lost to Randy Orton in his own fucking matches. So, yeah. He won because it wasn't a title match, but whatever. Bray Wyatt is not winning this one. Samoa Joe, I love the guy, but he just got called up, like, not even a month or 2 ago. Yeah. It's way too early for him to get a Universal title match. And him versus Brock Lesnar, while that would be a fucking awesome match.
That'd be awesome, man.
But it's just not the right time for it. It's definitely...
Yeah, I agree.
That's the good thing about Brock Lesnar right now, though, despite all of his flaws, is that he could be a face or a heel in the match. It doesn't really matter. He could fight any of the 5 of these guys. He could fight Joe, Wyatt, or, Joe and Wyatt and be the face. Or he could face Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, or Finn Balor and be the heel.
Yeah,
that's what's so interesting about this match, because it makes it a little less predictable. It's just so happens that the 2 heels in the match are the least likely to win. Do you have any thoughts about Wyatt and Joe?
I completely agree. I think that they're just not... Yeah, I think they're just bodies for the match. I also think that Rollins doesn't have a chance either.
Really?
Nah, I'm not feeling Rollins. I don't think he has the momentum. I'm just not... I just don't see him really... I don't know, something about it. I just don't feel like him winning would be interesting. I don't think the crowd would care. I'm not really... he's a great wrestler. I'm just not feeling him.
Not feeling him right now?
There's nothing going. There's nothing...
Yeah,
there's nothing behind him I really can get behind.
There is something lacking with Seth Rollins right now.
I can't get behind him. There's nothing there for him. Like, I don't believe in his character. I don't believe in... He doesn't have a thing. Like, at least with the other guys, they kind of do. Like, but Rollins, I don't know, man. I just...
Well, so you... Yeah,
it's hard for you.
So for you, you got Reigns and Balor as the last 2.
Finn Balor, yeah. Now I'm thinking about it, and Finn Balor, now, he got approached by Paul Heyman a few weeks ago when he was in the ring. So, saying that he respects him and all that stuff, and he'll become a victim to Brock Lesnar, though. Now, I don't think... Originally, I think that Finn Balor was going to win. Now I don't think he's going to.
Really?
I think this is going to go to... And I know this is odd for me to say it, but not only should it go to Roman Reigns, but he deserves it. I know that he's...
Really?
Because I thought about this the other day. Now, you might forget because he doesn't really mention it ever in his promos, but Roman Reigns retired The Undertaker.
Right, that thing happened.
That happened, right?
I wish it didn't.
Because originally he just got his ass kicked by Braun Strowman pretty much right after that, and then he's been looking shitty.
That kind of made him look terrible.
Now, Roman Reigns should... I think that, with Paul Heyman would do for Brock Lesnar when he won at WrestleMania 30 against Undertaker. He would remind everybody every goddamn week that he beat The Undertaker and he is the one in the 21-1 or whatever it was. And it made it such a big deal. Roman Reigns should be doing this. This is his yard. And he doesn't ever mention it. Like, the announcers mention it from time to time that he beats The Undertaker.
They did briefly mention it.
But this is a big deal. You retired The Undertaker.
Yeah.
This should be, like, this should cement your legacy. You should be bringing this up every chance you have. This should be your gimmick now. That
actually reminds me. I remember one of the announcers did mention that he beat The Undertaker this past week on Raw.
Yeah, he did.
And
that's what made me think
as I was hearing that and remembering that, I'm like, God damn, I did forget that happened.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, now that I'm a couple months removed from it, I feel like that's not the end of The Undertaker for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like we might get another one next year. Him again versus Roman.
Okay.
I don't know why. I have that weird feeling.
That's right.
I have that weird feeling. I have the weird feeling. Like, nothing's going to happen now, but just a weird feeling I had.
That would be crazy.
Especially because they've been downplaying it so much. Like,
right? You would think that this would be such a big fucking deal.
I think they just don't know. Because I think Undertaker might have been the one to be like, this is my last one. And then they're like, alright, so we'll make a big deal of it after you lose. But then, like, you know, he's said that a million times. Like, he'll probably be like the day before WrestleMania next year. He's like, so who am I wrestling? Like,
Neville's kind of Kurt Hawkins. Pretty available.
Alright, so you're going with Roman?
I'm actually going to go with Roman Reigns.
Alright.
I think that he needs this right now.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say I totally disagree.
Okay.
And that's only because I think Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are being held off until WrestleMania next year. Mm-hmm. That's been the rumor going around the internet for the next couple of years, for the last couple of months.
Right.
So I don't think they're going to give it to us now. I definitely don't think they're going to give it to us at Great Balls of Fire. If it was a SummerSlam or something like that, maybe, and be like, okay, he loses at SummerSlam, gets a rematch at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I just don't see I don't see Great Balls of Fire again. Is that a real thing? Fred, did I do shrooms for the last month? Have I been on shrooms for an entire month? Is that really the name of the paper?
Unfortunately, you have not been.
Oh,
unfortunately, I know. Maybe if you take shrooms, you'll accept it and be better with it. But
or maybe I'll hate it even more.
It might actually do that.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw Roman Reigns off of my page. So I already said I don't agree with Wyatt. I don't agree with Joe. Roman's not on my thing. So then for me, it becomes between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Now, Finn Balor, they've been protecting like a motherfucker since he came back, as they should. And he's been booked very well, and he's looked very good in every match, even the match that he lost against Roman Reigns a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of like, Finn Balor makes the most sense to win the match. But at the same time, like, we know that they still wanted to do Braun Strowman. Now, Braun Strowman's supposed to come back for SummerSlam. So I'm thinking SummerSlam is going to be Braun Strowman's world title match against Brock Lesnar. Okay. So they're going to do Brock versus Strowman. So that's my thinking there. Which means, now I know Finn Balor would be a great opponent for Brock and it'd be an amazing match. But at the same time, I don't think they're just going to build up Finn Balor in a world title match just to feed him to Brock Lesnar to lose.
Just like fucking suplexed all over the fucking place.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
And then that would be the end of it. I think maybe Finn Balor will get an opportunity, maybe after SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series. So that's the next big pay-per-view. Maybe Survivor Series, Finn Balor gets a long program with him. Because this is only going to be a 1-month program. Because, again, Brock Lesnar, where is he? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where he is. Like, this is going to be another one of those pay-per-views where Brock Lesnar just shows up 1 week, and then 2 weeks later is Great Balls of Fire.
And that's it, yeah.
So I'm not going with Finn Balor, and I'm going with the guy that you said is just directionless. I'm going, Seth Rollins is going to win this match because he's the only guy in this match who should be in a main event, but is also not important enough to be in a long-term program with Brock Lesnar. That's really my thinking here. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. It's a good pay-per-view main event, but at the same time, as soon as it's over, they can just move on to the next thing. Like,
you can feed him to Brock Lesnar, and it'll be not much ramification.
Right, it won't hurt him terribly. I mean, he hasn't done a lot since he came back anyway. Roman Reigns, they protect like he's like, Vince McMahon's illegitimate son. Finn Balor, they've been very protective of. Bray Wyatt is definitely not winning this match. Maybe Samoa Joe is like a dark horse to win this match, kind of like as a he's more of a similar type of character than Seth Rollins to Seth Rollins than anybody else in the match. Where it's like they're kind of like we're not really sure what they're going to do with him next. Like Roman Reigns, they're going to build him out for a year. Finn Balor, like they're protecting him. He's going to get an opportunity down the line. Bray Wyatt, he really has no chance. Really becomes Joe and Rollins. I think Joe's just not ready. He's not there yet. He hasn't been on the card long enough. So that's why I'm going with Seth Rollins. I'm going to go with Seth Rollins in this match. So Fred, we have a lot of disagreements on this card.
Yeah, we really do. That's
I think pretty much
every
match except for the Alexa Bliss and Hardy's match, right?
Yeah. And I think Austin Aries.
Yeah. Still, we disagreed on Rich Swann and Noam Dar.
It's really all up in the air this week coming up. So
I like this, though. I like a pay-per-view where I don't know what's going to happen. That's what I really like. I don't like it to be very predictable. Like,
I haven't read it in dirt sheets, so I don't know what's even going to happen.
In fact, every prediction we make, they could all go the other way. There's not one clear, definite winner on this show at all.
It's definitely easier to go the other way. You could definitely go the other way and switch other ways and stuff.
Yeah, swinging is really... It's a fun activity.
It's a natural thing for you to do.
It's a natural thing. Try something new.
Exactly. The world is too short.
There's so many things out there.
Too short,
There's so many things out there to taste. You just want to put all that stuff in your mouth.
You just want to gobble it down and stuff. And just take a bite.
You don't put too much in your mouth because then you can gag on it. But
exactly.
But some people like that too. So I don't. That's to each his own.
To each his own. Yeah. You got to be careful about gagging. It's something that you ease into, and eventually. You can gag on anything, pretty much, So,
wrestling.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, whoa.
I was really happy. Anywho. I was really, I thought Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins this week was a great main event.
Yes,
I was really into it.
Really good match.
I know I've mentioned this 1,000 times on this podcast. But Roman Reigns should be heel. And I'm not saying because he gets booed by the crowd. I'm not even saying that because John Cena got booed by the crowd too. But he, just his mannerisms and the way he moves around the ring reminds me of such a heel. Him, walking over to him, mean mugging Seth Rollins in the
Fred
corner.
watched Raw before, he finished watching Raw before I did. I finished watching it.
I always finish first.
Last night. And Fred told me, he should just be a heel, just the way he wrestles. Yeah. So I really paid attention then when I watched the Raw main event of how Roman was acting. And he was acting like a heel. He was, kind of walking around you stay down, after he hit him and stuff.
Bitch.
He was getting, really heel. And the crowd is, for the most part, this crowd was actually, kind of cheering him a little bit more than booing him. They weren't booing him too much.
No, not really. Maybe in the beginning, but they were pretty good with him. I just thought his whole vibe was such a heel, and
I just don't understand why they won't do it at this point. Is it just stubbornness at this point? Because
I think it's stubbornness.
Because no, we don't listen to you. It's we call the shots. Is that what it is?
I think it's got to be that at this point.
It's crazy.
I don't know so much if I guess his merch would change. It would decrease automatically because the kids wouldn't be
but
into
then
him like that.
People like us would buy. I'm not saying I would, but guys in their 30s and 20s and 30s who like the heel wrestlers would totally buy it.
At least the ratings would go back up a little
they should have one with his fist, believe this, and then his fucking thumb down or something
or just. I think the ratings would go back up a little bit. Maybe not skyrocket, but they go back up a little bit. They're horrible ratings.
Speaking of the ratings, this past week's Raw was the second worst Raw rating of all time.
Oh, wow.
All time.
They've been saying that a lot lately. Yeah. It's not good.
SmackDown has still, it did better than Raw, I think, but it's it goes up gradually. Yeah. It's been going up gradually, as it should, because SmackDown is a good show. And SmackDown was, again, very good this week. Had a good main event between Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles. Very good.
But oh my God. I can't believe, I'm kind of pissed that Dolph won clean.
Yeah, well, He's
after being the way he's been booked for a fucking year.
Well, not just that, but besides the fact that AJ Styles lost to Kevin Owens with shenanigans at the pay-per-view last week. Right. 2 weeks ago, whatever. And then he loses to Dolph Ziggler, who's way below Kevin Owens.
And then Dolph Ziggler lost to Shinsuke Nakamura at Backlash,
Just what?
I don't know, man. That should not have happened.
I want to see a fucking clean victory. And then for him to fucking lose 2 weeks later to a guy even worse than him, come on.
I know.
Come on, baby. Come on.
You know what's funny with the? I know I'm jumping a little bit, but it's like I shouldn't be as interested in the 5-way fatal match. You know what I'm trying to say.
5-way fatal match. Fatal 5-way match. Go ahead, Frank.
Fatal 5-way match is like because they've basically taken all these guys and had them in fucking matches together for the last goddamn month.
But they were good matches.
Yeah, they're good matches. But you've seen every.
Haven't had them all. Haven't had them all in the same time.
Pokemon. Yeah, but so I'm almost like like I've seen like every combination of this of every matchup involved already. But then you're also gonna have Extreme Rules.
Yeah, Extreme Rules.
Them all together.
They were all singles matches or tag matches, so there was always 1-on-1. There was one triple threat match, but like aside from that, this is gonna be fucking awesome. Come on,
this is gonna be a good match. That's why I'm like holding out too, But
I'm actually looking forward to this pay-per-view. Just for the main event. I haven't had one of those in a long time where it's just like, I don't care about a pay-per-view, but the main event, that's like the 90s to me. It's just like, you didn't really care what the fuck Godfather was going to do on the fucking mid-card, but like, Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to challenge for the title, I hope he wins!
It's like Kurt Angle, it's going to be a fucking 5-star match, or whatever. Yeah, it's going to be a great match. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I don't think it could really go wrong. Like whoever wins, it doesn't even matter whoever wins. I'm just looking forward to the match in general.
Yeah, just to see the outcome, because really anybody could win. I mean, we could be wrong, and fucking Samoa Joe could win.
I wouldn't even be mad if like Bray Wyatt or Roman Reigns
any of them.
I don't even care.
Any of them at this point. It's the shock that's going to get me, and it's going to be like
What's up, Jan?
I wish I knew what was happening. What's up, Jan? What's going on?
Jan, you haven't been on in a while, buddy.
Jan, you haven't been on. What's going on?
We gotta get Jan as a guest one week if you.
Jan, join us one of these days. We're gonna get some.
Yeah.
It would have been funnier if you just went like. That's how you do it, right? I'm smoking weed, right? Right. All right.
I saw the replay of that.
We have already done one of our Wretched 5 this week.
The Wretched 5. That's right, Jan. You haven't seen us for our first live Wretched 5.
Yeah, the Wretched 5 is our weekly recap of the 5 worst performers of the week. This week's number 1 goes to Vince McMahon for the Alexa Bliss segment. This is your life, Bailey.
This is your death.
Now, do we throw Bailey or Alexa under the bus for that segment? We can't blame Bailey. It's definitely not her fault.
I want to put Phil Johnson on there.
Phil Johnson. Yeah, you know what?
Or Mrs. Flapper.
Phil Johnson, he gets number 5.
Oh, okay. This is going to be the only time he's on the Wretched 5.
Yeah, well, you never know. Maybe he'll become Alexa's manager or something. I don't know. Phil Johnson. You just made the list. Number 2. I
feel like Randy Orton needs to go on the list somewhere. He could have. It's a boring ass.
Oh
promo.
Yeah, he did. He gets a 3 from me.
He brought back his promo style from 2004, 2003. It was like, I've beaten the likes of Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, Chris Jericho,
Triple H,
Goldberg,
Scott Steiner, Sergeant Slaughter,
Eric Bischoff, Rob Van Dam,
the Iron Sheik,
Jake the Snake Roberts,
Hulk Hogan.
So just a disclaimer for anyone, me and Craig always made fun of this promo.
Yeah, before this podcast ever existed.
Yeah, many years ago, because he was so fucking boring with this. He could do this every fucking week. And he actually brought it back, so just to innovate a little bit, just to change things up a little bit, he goes back to his promo style from 10 years ago.
Yeah. So who else do we got here? We got Vince at number 1. I threw Randy at 3 because I feel like it was a middle of the round. He didn't
cause too much.
I think the writers, who we had at number 5 last week, I think they go to number 2 behind Vince McMahon because they approved of whatever Vince McMahon said. So the writers have made number 2. So now we just need to fill number 4.
2 non-wrestlers.
This is tough.
So what do we got here? Number 4. I mean, let's see. Dean Ambrose, Dolphin Fucker, wasn't that bad this week.
No.
He just had the match.
Had a good match. Good promo, too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who would be in there. I mean, we can't really, like I said, we can't blame Alexa Bliss for the segment.
Definitely not.
That was their fault. Bailey wasn't in there that much.
You know what? I got it. R-Truth.
Oh, good call.
R-Truth. His fucking promo on Goldust was terrible. Like, he tried to do it in the same style, but tried to be funny about it. Like, Goldust is healing out, doing his, like, Shattered Dream Productions thing. And then R-Truth does it, and it's just like, R-Truth presents a R-Truth segment featuring R-Truth. And I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be terrible. And it's like playing this terrible stock music in the background.
So bad.
It cuts a terrible promo, so R-Truth.
Wow, very different from last week, huh?
Yeah, Jinder Mahal
Jinder's
fell off
out,
the top 5.
Brock's out, Enzo's out.
Enzo
3 of the 5 are off the Wretched 5 list.
So we have number 5, Phil Johnson from the Bailey This Is Your Life segment. Number 4, R-Truth. Number 3, Randy Orton. Number 2, The Writers. Number 1, Vince McMahon. Fucking piece of shit.
Oh, you're terrible, dude.
You are the worst.
Just fucking die.
And the writers that are sucking your dick, you suck just a little less than he does.
Yeah, you definitely suck. You're just sucking dick.
Good point. Good point.
Duh.
Duh. No, it's not like horse. All right, Fred. I think that's
wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right.
If you're not following us on Twitter, we're at Wretched Wrestle. If you could like us on Facebook, we're at Wretched Wrestling. Please find our YouTube page. Just search WWP or Wretched Wrestling Podcast. I'm sure you'll find us. We don't have a URL for that site yet. We're on Periscope, not this week. If you like us on Facebook, we do these Facebook Lives every Friday or Saturday nights for our fans out there. What else? We're on iTunes, Google Play, Podomatic. Fred, sing your goddamn song.
We love wrestling.
Except for Phil fucking Johnson. What the fuck, Phil?
Yeah, screw you, Phil.
Phil?
And not in a sexual way.
Phil.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, Phil.
Fuck you, Phil.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Phil.
And that fucking flapper.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, Flipadelphia.
Alright, guys. Enjoy Extreme Rules.
We're tapping out.
We are tapping out. I am done here. Toodaloo.
And I'm done too.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Yeah, definitely. Right. It was a good show.
It was a good show. I thought it was quality.
Quality over quantity, as they say.
Yeah, I don't know how that applies here.
Oh, well, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good show on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
looking forward. Cool.
Yeah,
I like that we talk after the podcast. Like, why? Like, we should be recording these conversations. I don't know why we don't record these.
Yeah, we definitely should have them recorded because
I
would like to go back and like revisit things that I've said. Well, maybe I shouldn't go back and revisit things that I've said.
I definitely don't revisit.
Right? I wouldn't. Right?
I would definitely.
Right?
Not
You
revisit.
agree? Yeah. Finn agrees also that we shouldn't go back to that or anything.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't revisit that. Just exchange right there.
Right? Sure, buddy. Hands over here. Okay. Our fans suck.
Yeah, you know, what the fuck is with the feedback that we've been getting? We get a lot of feedback on Twitter, and then Facebook is just
completely
just dead silent.
Fucking crickets.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think they're a bunch of cocksuckers.
You think our fans are cocksuckers?
I think they sucked lots of cocks.
And you think that they are the fucking worst human beings in the fucking face of the earth?
No.
Like all of our fans?
That's Vince McMahon, but they're close.
Oh, okay.
Close second, tied with the writers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
right?
Yeah, definitely. They're just terrible people. I mean...
Thank God we stopped the recording, though, because, I mean...
Yeah, because if this got out, we'd be screwed.
We'd be screwed.
Totally screwed. So I'm just glad that this is off the record.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Why are we still facing this direction anyway? I mean, like, we can talk to each other like this.
Oh, that's true. We actually could do that, right? You know?
But now it's a little weird now.
Yeah,
we're sitting next to each other.
I know. We're just, like, hanging out by each other and all that stuff, so... Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, I think I'm gonna...
You wanna head out?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I mean, I live here, but I'm gonna leave.
You want me to lock up behind you?
Sure.
Okay. Alright, well...
I'm so glad we didn't tape that, though.
Yeah,
let me shut down my computer. Holy shit, we're still recording! Oh, shit!
Fuck! Oh, no, that too! Oh, shit! This can't be happening!
No!
This can't be happening!
This has been recording this whole time!
No!
What the fuck? What is happening?
Stop already, please! Don't have this happen to us again! We haven't done this in so long!